Whoa. Oh, let's see if we can get some music playing here. The playlist seems to... There we go. Let's turn that down a little bit so we can actually hear what we're saying. It sounds like that might still be a little loud. There we go. Hey, Demon. Let me know how the audio sounds on that. My setup has been a little weird since I've switched over to the Twitch only stuff. So yeah, it's kind of odd. Oh. Alright, so let me just... Alright. Okay, so that should work. I think we're mostly set up at this point. So a little quiet. Alright, I'll boost my mic audio a little bit. Hopefully that sounds better. Okay. Oh. Well, you know what would help? If I had my reference photo up. Huh? It's been one of those mornings. Alright, so let me bring up my reference. Where did my reference video go? My reference shot go? Well, you know what? I moved it. Leave it to me to screw stuff up right before I go on a live stream, right? So we're gonna go images. Did I put it there? No. All right. Where did I put my reference image? There it is. Okay. Found it. So what we're gonna do is let me add I'm gonna add a scene or source really quick. Actually, no, can we do image? Sure, and we're gonna grab this. Sorry for the screw up on my part here. There we go. Losing the mic would be unfortunate, yes. All right, so this is basically the ship we're going to be building, and I am going to put this over here so that it is mostly out of the way. I don't think I have any pop-ups that show up over there, so... Oh, okay. So let's get back into the game on my side. There we go. So this is going to be a rather monstrous ship. Right now, this is just this. If you look at the ship, the center portion there on the front, this is just that underlying structure. So the overhang actually will be on top of this. Now, we are going to have... I do actually have a design for this thing. I went through the hassle... Or I shouldn't say a hassle. I went through the process of setting up and actually going through and sketching out this. I actually did it up on graph paper and everything this time, so... Oh, but happy Thursday, everybody. I think it's Thursday still for everyone. If you happen to be in the part of the world where it's Friday, well, happy Friday to you. If you're just joining us for the first time, this is going to be a creative mode build in Empyrion Galactic Survival. And what I am working on right now is this is actually going to come out 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go like so. Okay. And then there's going to be another version, or another one just like it down below. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Whoops. A little twitchy today. There we go. Alright. So now that's going to be our floor for the command deck. This is actually going to come out here. Yes, this is going to come out like so. And that's actually going to come out another 3 from where it was. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this area back here. Go like so. Now I am out of blocks, so we need to redo that so that we can go, because this is actually going to come all the way back here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do this really quick, and that should, yeah, see, that filled in most of it, which is good. That's actually very good. And I think that's about as long as we're going to need this section too, so. Hey Val, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're actually doing a creative build for Star Wars. This is the BFF1. It's the bulk freighter. This is, if you ever played the old X-Wing games, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. These are the big cargo carriers that you used to have to do like strafing runs on. So this is going to be a rather huge ship. Now we said that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's going to be the edge here. So the flight deck alone, right? The command deck is between these two pillars here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then it's topped with a 45. So we're going to grab, where do our 45s go? There they are. So that's going to go like this, and this is going to go like this. Go ahead and grab these really quick. Okay. So hopefully this is going to start shaping up into something. Not quite sure. So it's going to be 1, 2. That should be a block there, right? Okay, so that's going there, that's going there. This is actually going... So that's 1, 2, 3. Ah, took this one too high. So let's take that out. So we're going to take... Oh, that's actually should have been... Oh, because I did that. That block needs to be the first of the sloped. Is here to here to here to here, and then we bring this over like so, and that gives us our command deck, which means I have to take this entire row of blocks out. Why? Because I was being stupid. Alright. You know the old expression, the old adage about measuring twice, cutting once? Yeah. Oh, well, a second, let's get this back up here so I can actually see what people are saying. For the outer cargo pods, that is correct. We're actually starting on the middle of the build. So we're going to put in, so this area is the flight deck area, where your command stations will be. this section runs roughly a third of the length of the ship. So this will be where all of the habitation stuff is. The second third of the ship is engineering, and then the final third of the ship is basically where all the electronics and everything is. Yeah, it's not even the outer section. So the scale of this thing, just to give everybody an idea, is that just the centerpiece where from the winglets to the center of the ship, not counting the cargo pods on the outside of the ship, is 31 large blocks wide. It's the total height of it is, I think it's 11 blocks tall, and then the total length of just this center spire of the body is 180 blocks long, roughly. So it's going to be a big ship. We're going for giant scale. So while we have this, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, it's 20, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, and we're going to do 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is going to give us 60. So this is how long the habitation area is going to be. Hey Sharky, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, buddy. Alright, so, whoops. We want to not be that far back. We want it to go to there. Oh, it's going to be a big build. Now we're going to end up with a lot of dead space in here, obviously, because of the way everything is set up in this design. Star Wars models don't necessarily have the best utilization of their internal volume. They do a lot of on and off camera cheating to make things fit. $265 meters long. Yeah, sounds about right. There we go. And that's gonna go here. And basically all we're doing right now is we're just trying to get the actual hull shape up. Go ahead and grab this again. What we're gonna do is we're gonna rinse and repeat this so that it'll give us our copy on the other side. And now the reason I'm not putting additional support structures in on the back side of this is because I'm going to try and maximize our internal volume while keeping the ship itself the overall design of the ship as light as possible. So now we're going to go here because this is going to be a lot of blocks. Like the TARDIS? Yeah, kind of. Except at least the TARDIS inside of the world of Doctor Who, the TARDIS is larger on the inside than the outside thing is explained because, you know, it's multiple dimensions in space, right? It's relative dimensions in space, I should say. The Star Wars stuff uses TARDIS technology, but they don't tell you that. So, all right, so that's the command deck. Now we're going to basically mirror a lot of this down here. So we're going to bring this out 3. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to change you over to sloped blocks. There we go. So yes, okay. That should be good. And then we're going to do the same witchcraft on this side. Like I said, this is going to be a really big build. I am not expecting to even come close to finishing this on stream today. but I would like to get a good start on it, and that's what I'm hoping to get done today. So, and then that's going to go. It's 2. What's that? It's 3 and 4. Yeah. Okay, so this is where it's going to come out into the next section. 2, 3, 4. There we go. What we can do is here is we'll bring this up a little bit. There. And that gives you the most of the front. So now we're going to bring ourselves down here a little bit. We're going to go... Yeah, I thought I... There. Ah, that would be why. You go back to squares. Alright. And then you're going to come down here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. To scale in small size? Yeah. Should do a Borg cube? No, thank you. Well, you know, when you're talking about spaceships, you've got two schools of thought on what is the ideal characteristics, right? There is basically a sphere is, you know, the ideal shape because it allows you to have, you know, it can go into and out of atmosphere without really worrying about the air deflections and stuff. And then there's the cube. Basically, the cube allows you to have all sides constantly, like completely, fully available for usage. So this one, so from the center here, we're going 3 out from there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's exactly what we want then. And this is going to be a small hangar space. And when I say small hangar space, I mean this is going to be a small hangar space. There we go. And this is going to come over to here. How many blocks do we have left? We've got 680 left in this stack. Should be more than enough to get the first portion of this done at least. Right? Yeah. We really did that too high in the design. Now remember, with the Star Wars universe, a lot of ships are very compact. They don't tend to be very tall. So as far as this is concerned for clearance, if you build a small ship, each one of these cubes is roughly, it's just under 4x4. It's like 3.5 or something like that, in relation to the small cubes, the small ship builds. So you're talking about 7.5 to 8 blocks worth of clearance in here, which is big enough for a small fighter to get in here. And that's basically what we're going to be doing. We're going to be building a small, like a little shuttle to go in and out of here as well. Exactly, Val. Somebody else who has read the treatise on space combat. So we're going to go here. Because like I said, I do want to maximize the internal volume as much as possible. So we're going to go just like so, just to close that off. And now I'm not going to put a back wall on this because I'm not sure how large I want to have this space. Because I'm thinking I actually want to have a couple of runabouts in here. And in order for us to do that, we're going to need to come back and a little cheatsy it, I think. We'll see how it works out. Now I might need to do something about that internal. No, that actually matched up nicely. I'm gonna have to put an air system on this thing and see how well it pressurizes. Oh, ship creative and cubish. Cube is a natural figure. Yeah. Well, the cube gives you the easiest ability to have a symmetrical design, plane design. So So yeah, for a lot of people, that is actually going to be the end-all be-all for designs. Now this is going to come out here. Now I'm going to leave, like I said, I'm going to leave most of this hollow, mainly because of weight considerations, but I'm also going to need places to put a lot of equipment, and this will give me the option to come back and basically put in corridors and hallways and such, so we'll be able to put in like maintenance accesses. Cheat the design a bit, shove the engines further back. Yeah, I had thought about that, Val. So basically what you're saying is come back here and have this actually open up into a larger hangar. I've got a bit of a surprise for folks. Looks smallish. Yeah, I've scaled it down a little bit because the engine doesn't like very large ships. This is actually almost as far out as you can go from center. The core is roughly 90 blocks back, and with the way that the game is set up, if you get to roughly 100 to 120 blocks away from the core, you start having render issues. So we could take this a little bit longer, but by the time we were done with it, it'll be yeah. So we've got our first group of 4, 2, 3, 4, and then it's going to come out another 4, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and do this. That brings it out like so. That should be 3 tall. So this one is going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where it's going to start connecting to the cargo pods. So let's take a flight back. Let's turn off our symmetry plane for a second. So that's going to be the center line of the ship. This will be mostly solid going all the way back on both sides. And then we'll have the giant cargo pods over here. And then for the cargo pods, let's turn symmetry plane back on. So there we go. Now this extends about there. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is going to go about 2 lower. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's going to come up a little bit more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, if you've ever played the Star Wars games, specifically the X-Wing versus TIE Fighter stuff, or X-Wing, some of my favorite missions were the ones where we were buzzing these things. Just because you had to do so much stuff. Alright, so we're going to go to there, and then we're going to bring this in 1. And then we're going to go another 1. And then we'll bring this in there. To there. Okay. And basically what this does is this will give us an easier angle at the top, and then it comes into that steep slope. Actually, it is doing grid over grid, so let's go ahead and do this. And one more out. To there. Is that right? All right, so we need one more. There we go. Parallel universe, it's good employees doing his job instead of watching streams, still having fun. Alright. So we ended up with that being off for some reason. Ah, because I ran out of blocks. Okay. How's that looking? That looking pretty good. Pretty good. And then let's try it at those angles. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go bring this up. And then this is actually going to I'm just building the kind of the outline frame that we're going to work from. This will come forward so that it actually goes in front of these, so that it comes in pretty close to being in front of here. It'll probably extend like 1 or 2 blocks past the bridge area, or I should say beyond the bridge area. So we're gonna go ahead and get some of this stuff in here. Go back to the other block type. And right, so let's kill symmetry mode for a second. Take a look at this. Maybe. I think it needs to come out, like these need to go out a little bit more. What do you think? The 2 rows in one? When you're placing blocks, if you hold the control key down and you do a click and drag. Oh, I did run out of blocks on the right. Whoopsie. Good catch. Alright. But yeah, if you do a click and drag while holding control, it'll let you do planes. I'm thinking they need to be a little taller. The bottom height is good. Because what we're going to do for here is, let's come back over here to number 3, since this is our kind of our sculpting block. We'll turn our grid back on here. For you guys, we are going to do the half cubes. And this just beefs up the connection a little bit. And what we'll do is where we need to have larger blocks, we end up putting full blocks behind it. So that'll give you the illusion of having, you know, blocks stacked on blocks. Yeah, these should be wider, which means we're going to have to take this a little bit taller. So let's take out this turn. This might be one of those times when it actually works better to let's see if we go about there. How's that gonna? Yeah, I think that's a little bit closer. Let's add 2 more to this. Whoa. We'll do that. And then we can go, oops. We go this way. Hit that control key, there we go. And then whoa. A little twitchy there. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and then it goes 2. One, 2. And 2. Okay. So let's go. Go ahead and grab these really quick. No, that is not what we wanted. Alright, let's take a look and see how that works out. It's always getting the scope, like the scale of these things, especially for these types of builds. Okay, that's looking better. That's looking much better. How wide is the bridge area? The bridge area is 15 blocks from center. So it's center being 1 and then 7 to either side of it for a total of 15. How wide the engine section should be, then another 2 steps down for the outermost part. Yeah, that's what we did. So when you zoom in on the old ship design, these are cut at 45s. The upper hull area is cut at a 45, which gives you, since that's a 45 at the height that we've done, that's 4 blocks. And then there's 2 sections here. This 4 block area is 1 section, and then there's a second 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I take that out too far? I took that out too far. Yeah, I took that out too far. Ha 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 ha. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's where the half blocks should start. So basically this entire thing needs to move over a little bit. Because this should be stepping down there into the half blocks, which should then go from there to 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah. That's where it should be ending. So now we have to take all this stuff apart. All right, that would be why. Thank you. Good eye. I'm glad you caught that, actually. Because this should be like this. Man, I wish this is one of the times that I wish we had features like we do in Space Engineers where you can cut and paste things. Because then we could just go ahead and, delete the whole thing, but no. Maybe at some point Eleon will get around to putting that feature in. So we want this to be, we're going to go ahead and just mirror the height of this really quickly. Yeah. I have a feeling this will help the overall size, like the overall scale of the design as well. Come here. Thank you. Catch up to us, everybody. Oop. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say that's 1, 2, 2. So okay, that's 1, 2. Two. All right. The joys of shipbuilding. Yep. Blame me and Silver for that. See, I don't say blame us for it. I say blame Keen Software for it because they made the game so much fun. We just screwed that up. Okay. You come out of there, you come out of there, you come out. There we go. That's 1, 2, all the way up. So yeah, this should help that scale more than a wee bit. All right. Now do we want to keep that? That actually looks like that might be the right scale on the top. Alright, so let's go here. And we do that. Now we're going to go ahead and flip these over. Actually, I want to take that off. Now, in the actual design, this does go all the way up. But I'm thinking I may do that as a flat piece. Simply so that we can put cannons on it. Because I'd like to put some defensive lasers on the outer hull there. Right, so we'll have that as a flat on this side as well, just to keep it consistent. There we go. Well, that looks pretty close. What do you think? Does that look about right? I think that's pretty close. Yes, they're basically... This is a more modern design than what was in the original game. This is actually from the card game. The artist who did this did all of the ship cards, or all of the cards for ships within the Galactic Civil War card game that was released for Star Wars. So they went through and they were able to modernize it a little bit. So there's going to be, on the forward face, there will be 2 retro thrusters on both pods, and then running down the length of the hull at each of the corner blocks, there will be 2 large thrusters pointing inwards on both sides to give you your lateral control. And then there's a couple of hidden thrusters elsewhere to give you the vertical and horizontal, well, to give you vertical controls. But that looks pretty close. What do you think? Should it go out one more block, or do you think it should go up a block? Because I'm thinking that looks pretty good based off the reference, so. Yeah, okay. And before we forget, because I don't want to have to duplicate this, so what we're going to do is we're going to say, let's go number 7, because these run pretty much the entire length of the ship, and then about mid-ship, which should be about here. Come on. Hello. Wow, we just went through a crap ton of blocks. All right. So we're gonna go. Mwahaha. So that's almost 1,000 blocks right there between those two sides. Mid-window part looks like it should be 4 tall to have them angled. The midship, the flight deck area in this particular model is actually vertical. It's not sloped like it is in the old games. So the old Star Wars X-Wing games actually had the forward portion of this ship sloped, and if we were doing slopes, then the center window would be 5. There would be a space here. The next window would be 4 with a space. Next window being 3 with a space, and final window being 2 sloped. But I'm not doing the angled version. I'm doing this version because I like this model better. We might do it in the future, though. But yes, you would for the older BFF1 model. Then yes, I would agree with you. So here we're gonna grab this, and we're gonna do the same thing we just did. Alright. Windows on the side. On the corners. Which windows on the side are you talking about? On the side of the hull? And you are going to come out to... that's midship. So we're going to have a 1 tile break here. So this is going to go 2, 3, 4. No, that's the wrong way. That is not the way I want. I want that to go... the other way. It gives us 1 tile, right? Yes. Gives us 1 tile there. And then this is actually going to jump a spot. Alright. So first things first, let's go ahead and get these caught up here, because we ran out of a... whoa, hello. There we go. Yes? Alright. No worries, Demon. Yeah, what we can do what we can do, Sharky, is after we're done with the basic build, there's going to be all sorts of like texturing and everything that I need to do on this ship. And we will punch some holes in here for windows. So, so hang on to that thought. We'll definitely come back and revisit it. That leaves us 200 blocks on that stack. Let's move over to a new stack. Nice, Sharky. I like that. That was good. So let's go ahead and start combining some of these stacks down so that we aren't quite so lucky, or so likely, rather, to run out of blocks. And we ran out of blocks on that one. I got greedy. Almost made it. Alright. There you go. Alright. So we go back to these. Yeah, that looks like that's about the right scale right there. Alright. Why does it seem like the sun position has changed? Alright, let's shouldn't. Yeah, it doesn't change in space. Okay. Let's go ahead and put an RCS on here. We're just gonna grab one of these. We're gonna put one of those in just because we can for right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna hide a few thrusters in here. And this is just so I can reposition it so we can get better light. Actually, you know what? Let's go. Yeah. That's fine. So we'll go one. Ah. Give me that back. All right. And let's grab one more of those really quick. And we're going to flip that upside down because we can. Alright. So that gives us all of the stuff that we really need. Oh, it helps if I put fuel in the tanks, doesn't it? Oh, man. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I just can go right here. Let's grab some fusion fuel. I'm gonna grab a quick stack of that. So this is one of the nice things about the new system. We can do that. Wow, yeah, we're gonna need a couple of the big RCSs for this thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna aim this thing towards the sun, hopefully. Where is our light source? There it is. It's over there. Okay. So let's swing this beast around. Yeah, no, I could. All right. Okay, so now we have light again. Let's go. There we go. All right. So now it's just basically doing a bit more with the general block fill. So we're gonna go ahead, grab this. No, we're not gonna grab that. We want that block. Okay. Now this is actually going to go the entire length of the ship. So we need to be careful with how many of these we're spending, because we're gonna have a lot of them to place. So you all caught up here? You are all caught up. Okay. Let's switch our block stack. Yeah, I was actually talking to somebody about that earlier, just in casual conversation, where we were talking about how they had implemented a feature that basically keeps your ships from drifting in space. Because that's one of the problems, well, I don't want to say one of the problems, but it's one of the features of space engineers that some people dislike. I personally am fine with it, because I think that if you get out of your ship when it's moving in space, you should know what you're getting yourself into, you know? But I can understand why some people might not appreciate that as much. So switch to stack 5. We'll condense these down here in a moment. Yeah, you can coast, but when you run out of power, the system basically has this like safety cutoff where you'll stop coasting. Now, I haven't actually tried running out of power with thrusters turned off, so I don't know if that'll let you keep going. But the space friction is kind of entertaining. Pretty close. Yeah, awesome. Oh man, this is a huge ship. This is crazy. Alright. Alright, so this area here actually is the end of this particular shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this out that way. Alright, so we're going to do that. Let's bring out more blocks over here. Just go ahead and just for security purposes, right? Now we are going to take that block. Is that the one? Somewhere in here is our chair. This way we can find our chair easily when we come back and look for it. There we go. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get this. Switch over to the next block set. And basically what we're going to do is this section's actually works out to about where I need it to be too. This is going to be our engineering section, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of the generators back here. We'll do that whole like sloped dome style roof over it, which will bring it back for pretty much most of the rest of the ship. So we're going to have all of our drive pieces here in the middle third. Then there will be the conduit run down here, and then about here-ish. About there will be the beginning of the dome. Just take that up one more. So let's go ahead. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, where'd my round blocks go? There they are. I want the that. And that's basically where the dome area is going to start, and we'll build that out and down. I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet, because we don't have a lot of parts to make an actual like cone out of everything. But we might be able to get away with something with the long blocks, so. Could be where I put the warp core. Yeah, that is actually a good point. Because I was actually thinking, if you look at the design around midship, like right around here, there is a larger rounded section. And I was thinking maybe put the warp core here. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Because I kind of like the idea of the fuel tanks being back here. Because we're going to have the really, really large thrusters back here, so. So what we're going to do is, we're basically going to be using these. Not that I need that many of them, but. There we go. So we're basically going to have two of these pushing the ship. And those are going to actually be right about. I don't know, where are we going to put those? Because that's the end of that particular run there, right? Yeah. So if we put those in, we could put those one block, let's do 2 blocks in. Yeah, that might work. Those are the biggest engines we have. The actual engines on this thing are massive. The output and dimensions of the engines? Sure. So the dimensions of the engines are 3 high, 3 wide, and 6 deep. You've got 800 meganewtons coming off of them in force, and they take 30 megawatts of power. So we've got 1600 meganewtons of force right now for forward thrust. Now, if we go in and look at the ship specs really quickly, let's go ahead and get ourselves into the chair here. So let's look at this really fast. We'll go over to the statistics. Right now, for the mass that we have, we're looking at 84 meters per second acceleration. Right? Roughly 1620 meganewtons. Everything else is 1 meter per second, except for pitch, yaw, and roll. So basically, yeah, it handles like a freighter as it is right now. Let's turn that light back on so we can see. Those look like the front engines. Yeah, the problem is that those are the biggest engines in the game. So for the regular maneuvering thrusters that we're going to put on the front, I mean, we could just basically use all of those because, you know, like we said, it is a freighter. It's not meant to go 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds or anything like that. So, oh. Okay, so that gives us the bulk of the design. Now we need to just start doing the filler blocks. Okay, this is where it's going to get really, really, yeah. All right. Pure energy emitters, yep. Yeah, I like the fact that they just say the engines create this amount of thrust, regardless of the mass being put into them. Oh. Now I had somebody, because I was talking to a friend of mine, like offline, about this build, because I was like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about building the BFF1, and after he got past the "Are you nuts?" the next question was, "Are you actually going to fill the cargo pods with cargo boxes?" Like, I don't know actually. I think that might crash the game. That's a lot of cargo for it to try and keep up with. But it would be interesting to see just what the actual cargo volume, as far as the game is concerned, for the way that it tracks cargo. Since it doesn't really deal with the mass of the cargo, it's just the number of items in a stack and the number of stacks that you can contain. Switch over here so we don't run the... Whoa, that would be bad. Helps if I remember to choose the blocks when changing the stacks. There we go. Ease of use. Well, I kind of like the way that Elite Dangerous does it. The reason their explanation for the reason why you have sound in space is that the computer basically takes the information of what's going on around you and simulates the sound, because people are very much tied to audio stimulation. So having an auditory signal lets you know much faster that something's going wrong or what is going on around you. So I always liked that explanation. I thought that was a really good way of handling the sound in space thing. You know. Because anything that generates an electromagnetic wave, not just a sound wave, actually does emit sounds. You just don't hear it because of the way that it is transmitted. Yeah, Sharky, there's a reason why I don't go into the hard physics of the way that the engines work in this game. It's Cheatonium, and we leave it at that. Yes. Also known as hand wavium, for those who are... So... But yes, they're fueled by Cheatonium, and it uses hand wavium physics. So let's go ahead and get these up here. Oh, that's what I get for not paying attention. We ran out of blocks. So I'm just gonna rerun that section because that should be enough. Well, if not, you know, we can always spawn more blocks in. That's the nice thing about creative mode. We don't have to worry about if we actually have produced enough, because we'll never be able to build something like this in, well, I shouldn't say never. Given some of the large builds that I've done in the game, actually in survival mode, yeah, you can build some pretty big stuff if you're willing to take the time and energy to mine all of the resources to do it. So electromagnetic pulsations could make something to move to produce sound. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, is that if it's generating an electromagnetic wave, then you can actually have sound. If it's creating just an auditory wave, not using any of the electromagnetic stuff, then no. Well, I guess technically it's still producing it, it just doesn't go anywhere. Because the medium of transference does not like it. And we're going to switch over here because I don't want to run out of blocks again and have to go back and figure out where was it that we ran out of blocks at. Alright, let's go take a look at the other side really quick. Make sure these are all full. Yes, they are. So we're going to switch over here. Let's go ahead and finish this portion of it off. Oops. A little too far. There we go. Alright, so that gives us that. Let's head over here. Yes? I don't know, I'm thinking, I'm liking that. I think it works pretty well. Alright, so we're gonna go drop down here. This is going to about here. let's turn off God mode for a second. So that way we are on the same plane as the game. Right, so we're going to go here. And now we go back into God mode so we can actually see what we just did. Alright, so we were close. We need to move forward 1, 2, and then the third block. Okay. 1, 2, third block. And basically that's where we're taking this out to. To there. And again, this is just so that we can get an idea of where we're going with the design as far as blocks are concerned. There you go. It never hurts to be overly critical, Sharky. Right. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. Now we know this is actually, this band is going to basically go the entire way back. Come on. So this is going to go this way. Oh, wait, like I said, we know that this is going to continue. Whoops. There we go. So this is going to continue basically all the way down the length of the hull. Yes, I can, actually. Because we're going to have those little half blocks down here, so it will technically be sealed, in theory. Alright. Okay, so this is a rather nuts build here. Alright. I may end up taking this group out. So, because we're going to leave, that's there. So we're going to have a 1 block space. Alright, bring this down so that it mirrors there, and that's going to be our second pod. Alright. And I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to build the second pod on camera, simply because of the fact that it's going to be the same what you've already seen. We're not going to, if we have time, we'll come back and we'll do that portion. I'm just marking it out so that we know where it's at ahead of time. Very much so. Yeah, if I put in hallways down there, I will definitely make sure that they are airlocked. Okay, so we've got a bunch of partial stacks again. We're going to grab these, grab this, and then grab that. So now we're going to go ahead and grab this. Now I'm going to take a small break from the build here in a moment, because I want to go check the other side to make sure these blocks are placing the way I'm expecting them to. Because the game sometimes does not do what we're expecting, so I want to make sure that it is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. When you're using mirror mode, sometimes things don't mirror properly, especially when you start doing bigger builds like this. It sometimes gets a little wonky. So let's go take a look really quick. Make sure everything looks like, yeah, it looks like everything is building the way I was expecting, so we should be okay. Got the stuff there. Yes, okay. Now we're going to come back over to this side since we actually have light. So let's grab these. And like I said, what we're going to end up doing with these... Let's go over here. Is we're going to come back and we're going to pull some of these out. But for now, this is doing what I want. So, come on, there we go. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and do this. Make sure we're only getting 2 of those. Like I said, I'm definitely going to go check these again just to make sure, because you start using some of these weird blocks, like some of the extended blocks, and they do really random things in the game. Okay. So let's go take a look at the front really quick. I don't know, looking pretty close. I think we may have found the block set that we need, right? So let's go ahead and go over here. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Hey Tickle, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. We are building the BFF1 from that Star Wars series. Specifically from the first appearance that I remember it in was in the old X-Wing game. I have been told that it's referenced in some of the novels earlier than that. But we're building the version that was done from the ship artist for the Galactic Civil War card game. And which way are we going here? There we go. So it's got the flatter front, slightly larger crew area, and more thrusters. So there you go. So we have all the engines left. That is the joke, actually, Val. A lot of people do think that yes, the BFF stands for Big Freaking Freighter. It's bulk freighter, and I forgot what the second F was. I think it's the name of the shipyard. So we're gonna go half blocks here. But I forgot what it was. It's like Federated. It's like bulk freighter federation or something like that. Federated or something. I'll have to look it up. But I believe that the real acronym for it was basically they were looking at it and the artist was like, yeah, it's just a big freaking freighter. But it's one of those, it's been in the franchise for a while now, so. Now, did I just screw up? I did. Alright. That. I'll switch over here, grab some more half walls. Let's go check over here, make sure everything is kosher, everything looks good. Now we apparently did. Nope, okay. That's good. That's good. Just making sure we didn't screw up in there again. Best friends forever. Big battle freighter. Yeah. Well, if you ever played, like I said before, if you ever played the old X-Wing games, this was one of my favorite ships to have to fight against, because there is a combat version of these things where they actually have a battle freighter like this that have heavier weapons and more of them. So what would happen was, is one of the missions, not to give away any of the mission details or spoilers or anything, but you would fly in and the freighter actually had hidden weapons on it. So what would happen is you would come in, you're like, oh, okay, it's just a freighter, and suddenly there's, you know, like twice the number of heavy turbo lasers firing at you. Alright. So, we have got that gone, that's gone. The first portion looks good. That's going to be our little hangar bay. That's this. Okay. Now, outfitting this thing is going to be just beastly. Let's flip this thing around so we can get light on the bottom of the ship. We just need the nose her up, it's fine. Pull back on the yoke. Back on the yoke. Alright. Let's try that, shall we? Turn our light back on so you can see. Head back around this way. That may not have actually been far enough. Behind shutters? Yeah, we can. We might have to do that now. So, like I said, this is probably going to be mostly just getting the actual hull portion of it done. You know, at least getting the bulk of the hull design. Alright, let's see, how's that looking for light? Alright, so that looks good. Right. Turn the light back on. Through the ship we go. Yay. Okay. There we go. Minigun turrets, yeah, I know, right? Alright. So... Alright, so we need to get out of God mode so I can orient to the plane that the thing is on. There we go. It just means we're going to be moving a little bit slower now. There we go. That makes it a little easier to get around. Okay. So we still need to deal with the front aspect of the ship. Now we're going to go... Let's see, we're going to extend that out a few blocks. So let's bring that out 2 blocks to work from. Artillery fire. Well, you know, if you're going to welcome unexpected guests, artillery fire is probably one of the best ways to welcome folks. Let them know that you care enough to use the very best and expensive ammo. Alright. So now we're looking at... Let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. That actually works out really well. Because what we can do then is go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we go, bring that back to 2. I guess it would actually work there. So we take... there we go. 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, and there. Alright, so what we're doing is we're marking out the area for where we want the thrusters to go. And since that was 11, it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is going to be our separator between our thruster bay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cheat this a little bit. We're going to go like this. We're going to go 1. So this is going to be... Let's see, that drops off not far past... So if we do this, all right. Yeah, Val, the logic for the shutters actually has been changed. So if you are using the shutters now, actually, didn't want that one there. When you're actually in the game and not in creative mode, the shutters will actually follow the sensors. The sensors override or should override the logic for the door's normal operation. Whether or not it actually does is a different issue, but you know. So what we're saying here, 9. So we're gonna, how deep is that? We did what, 7? So we went to back up here a little bit, spin ourselves around. Okay, so we're gonna build this so that it is... How many blocks do we have? We should have enough blocks. I swear, man. This game engine does not make big builds easy. It's very twitchy. And normally I wouldn't mind that, you know, but it is ridiculously sensitive to certain stimuli. So only the engine houses stick out. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm building up around them, and I may need to drop them down like a block. But what I'm wanting to get, because what we were saying is that these walls are actually going to come out a little bit further. The problem that I run into is that I need to have a flat face on these things. And that's what I'm trying to figure out, is how far out are we going to continue this up. So if we do this, where those will end up being like so. But then we can say like that. And that gives us an idea of just how much space we need to actually fill in. Actually, let's do this. Putting a wall inside the compartment? Yeah. Because if you remember early on, I said I wanted the front of these to extend out past this a little bit. So what we're going to end up with is this. And this actually allows us to plan out our join angles a little bit better. So now we say just like so. Actually, we want that to be flat, so we're going to go ahead and grab you, put that there. So I want to continue the angle that we have up here, which is it's going to terminate there. So this is going to come out like that, and then start there. So let's go to blocks really quick. So many blocks have been used. Okay. We're using all the blocks. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't show it very well all the time, unfortunately. Oh, that sounds like my El Gato may be here. Sounds like my El Gato just got delivered. I know, I had to get one. Alright, so that's going to come out there. Looks like it drops down one to there. We'll probably have to come back and revisit this a little bit and redesign it just a touch. But that should get us roughly where we are wanting to go with it. Come on. Come on. Thank you. There we go. And we're going to do the same on this side. We came in, what, 2? Oh my lord, this is a lot of blocks. Alright, so we'll just do that to give us a surface to work from. And then this is going to come in, we did what, 1, 2, right? So we're going to continue that, where we say 1, 2. Oh nice, that actually worked out really well. Not Elgato, Elgato. It is a interesting little toy for streamers. Midnight recently got one. He had his last week, and I was hanging out in the Bearded Guy Gamers channel the other day, and they're now using one as well. And basically all of the streamers that I talk to or follow are now using this thing. So it's kind of like a peer pressure thing, but not really. But no, it allows me to do things like... Oh, is it going to let me do it? Hold on a second. Let's do it this way. Let's see. Should be running. Is it running? You know, stuff like that.
Just keeping me hooks off. By catching you,
and basically what it allows me to do is I can do this without having to keep setting and resetting scenes and everything. You know, just having some fun with stuff.
Lighten up, Francis.
It just makes it easier to do some of the more entertaining things that I want to do in the stream. So we may actually need to move those over this way a little bit. So, because then that hits level, that drops off there. Alright. So you're going to go like that. This. I'm a lazy one. Yes, yes I am. Whoops. I mean, there's a reason why I have my ship build stuff set up around the idea of each block is basically on a separate button here. Or if it makes you feel better, it's not lazy, it's efficiency, you see. Alright. So let's go ahead and get... Did we end up with that being one block off somehow? We ended up with that being one block off. How did we do that? See, my efficiency was too efficient. Oops. There we go. That's better. Oh, the other side, when you've got the mirror, the symmetry mode turned on, when you remove blocks, it actually removes them all. So, or at least it should. We'll go check it here in a minute. Now you got me paranoid. Thank you, Sharky. Yeah, it's just some of the special blocks don't mirror. It's like the thrusters will sometimes not mirror. Whee! There we go. Alright. Let's get ourselves back in position over here. Just check to make sure. See, yeah, it kept it. It's fine. So we'll go ahead and close that off. We will join those surfaces there. And I may actually make this a little bit wider, like bring this out one, so that the piece terminates here instead. So basically we would end up with, I'm thinking whoop. I'm thinking this might look a little bit better if we do it this way. So we basically go here. Instead. I mean, we could actually continue this up another line. But see, to me, that looks like it's way too recessed at that point, because we don't have an easy way of making a 3-block line. If we had a 3-block ramp, that would be awesome. Actually, you know what? Do we have... Are any of these 3? No, those are 1x2s. Oh, crap. That'd have been awesome if we could make that a 1x3. Oh, you know what actually does? These guys have a 1x3. See? We can be a little sneaky, which means we can bring this in one. Okay, let's 2, 3. So this would end up being 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that gives us a smoother line. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. That's more than enough. Yeah, it always kind of bugged me that they actually have these. Because they basically give you a 1x3 ramp, but it's only with the shutters. So what we're gonna have to do is we'll have to turn them off. So, all right. So we've got that one there. Let's go ahead and bring you into play. You're going to come up this way. You're going to go 1, 2. Let's bring this back with 3. That's not right. There we go. And there. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of cheatsy work behind it to close them off here, or to at least make them look like they're closed off a little bit. And that's... Did I grab... I think I used the wrong ones. Yep. Yeah, I used the wrong ones. There we go. 1.3. So no, I was right the first time. Okay. So that goes away. That goes away. Oh. There we go. That's better. Okay. I'll take that out. Take that out. Now, so if you wanted to use these things normally, you see the small ramp bottom is not the right angle for it. This is the normal one, which is also thicker. You see? And there's nothing really in between those two. This is the next closest, which is appropriate for this section. But as you can see, it's narrower. It's mostly the right angle. And you come up to here. See what I'm saying? So we get a three block ramp in one way, but not another. And that really kind of irritates me. Oh. Is the YouTube counter real time? Mostly. There's a couple of minute delay, but yeah. The slim wall blocks? Yeah, I know, but the problem with using the slim wall blocks is that I need this to be... The area that we're in right now needs to continue out. So relative to where we're facing, it needs to continue this way a couple of blocks, so that we can match it up to the blocks over here. What I'm thinking I will probably end up doing is just go ahead and using these for now. You know, or even crap. There we go. Bringing it back a bit. So we have those, and then we just... Why are they both set to the same? There we go. And we just deal with that line a little bit. It's not the most elegant solution. But it's one that works, so... So I'm thinking that's probably going to be about the best way to handle it. So then we just go... like so. Do I want to do this? It's unfortunate because it really is about the only way to deal with this one. just because of the way that the block system works in this. Oh, use the thin walls to cover it up on this side. Where did my thin walls go? There we go. That is the wrong one. There we go. That's better. I swear this... At some point, I'm gonna beat these guys. So basically you're saying to do it like that. It does follow the line a little bit better, so it's fine. We'll make do with what we have. Yeah, that's kind of the problem that I run into is I really want these 3 blocks. I want a 3-block ramp like this for normal use. But, oh well, is what it is. You know, you have to make some concessions for it. It's fine. We'll suffer with it. Let's try that again. There we go. Yeah, and the reason I don't use the shutters to go all the way to the edge is because we still would have open areas in there. And this is basically where the edge would be. Because what we're doing here is, let's go ahead and hit that. And then what's going to happen is that this is going to start sloping inwards. So you are actually going to go there for now. And we're going to use... That is not the shape that I want it to be. Alright. No. Forgot what I was doing here for a second. Hold on a second. Come on. So you're gonna go like that. You're going to go like that. And then what it'll do is it'll start sloping in that way to meet up with this one. And then back here we are going to have you guys doing that. So we will then have this go like this to there, to there. And then basically what we have to do is build the joint all the way down now. I miss the days when we used to be able to have things go diagonally in games, so. All right. And now comes the fun part of... Come on. That. This is going to be... to there. And then we're going to go... No, that is not the angle that I want. I want... Which one do I want? No, that's not the one. I need... Basically, I want that. This is the fun part. No. Where is the corner that I want? Because that's the angle I want there. Because that's what I want there. So that's going to continue down this way. No, not that way. We're going to go this way. Yeah, let me swing the ship around so we can get this thing into the light for you. So what we're gonna do is try and get this to mate up with that side. So that's going to be that's the end all be all of where everything needs to come together, right there. So this is here. So this is going to go like so. All I can say is I'm glad we have symmetry mode on so that I don't have to repeat this on the other side. Okay, and then this is going to be that block? No, that is going to be this block. Mwahaha. See, slowly but surely. So... and then we will... go ahead and because now we need to do no, I don't have an uptime command, but we have been on for 2 hours. So we want so we're going to do just a little bit more on this, and then we're going to call it a day, I think. So I'd like to get at least this portion of it done, because once we're done, I have to then do the reverse of this on that side, so... I figured this way we can at least get, you know, the good stuff done, have some, you know, get some of this resolved. I need to remember that it's button 7 for this. Because I've had people asking before how you do these types of angles. And so I wanted to... ah, crap. Come here. So I wanted to do these on... do as much of this on camera as possible. So actually number 3, right? And see, what we'll do is that's where it basically, this is where it basically meets up at here. So if that's where it's going to meet up, so for this one, it's going to be that one, I believe. There we go. And so basically what I'm going to do is I will continue this line down, and then that'll wrap over into this side. But that gives you an idea of what we're doing with it. Oh, so I am out of time, so I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, those slope tops, everything's going to, getting it wrapped around is going to be the fun part. But as you can see, we've got it meeting up fairly well. What we're going to do is I'm just going to probably sort this line out over here. We'll have this surface basically follow that surface and tie it all together. But I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for stopping in today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun hanging out and building stuff with you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them, well, over here on Twitch. We've got the community stuff now. You can also find me over on YouTube, obviously, and on Twitter. If you're on Discord, you can find me over there as well. It's basically any of the services you're looking for. Just do a search for Halidmer. You will find me. Oh, so anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thanks again for stopping in, and hope to see you back here next time for more Twitch. On Twitch for more Empyrion builds. Anyway, we're out of here. Take care, everybody, and be safe out there, everyone. Have a fantastic day, guys.